Welcome to the Thursday Night 9, your weekly hangout with the Amateur Players Tour. Join hosts Matt Mender and Matt Fegley as they dive into recaps, rules, and what's coming up next across the tour. It's by the players, for the players, and it all starts right now, live on the Thursday Night 9.
Well, good evening, Mr. Fegley. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing well.
So it's good to see you. Good to have you. Looks like we're both in our offices. Well, I'm not on the hotel. I was going to say I'm at the O'Hare Airport Hotel. I was just thinking I was home, but I am not.
You're in the road office.
I'm at the road office, Hilton and Marriott. It's really bad when you start calling those places home. But a big welcome to everybody tuning in. We'll give everybody a minute to get in. It is Thursday Night 9. We're getting back in the routine. It is getting towards North American Championship season. I'm pretty excited about that. We're seeing a lot of cool things, but it's another edition of Thursday Night 9. 37 tournaments this weekend across the country.
It's crazy, man. We have been doing handicap surveys like crazy, going through everything. It's like I had to ask Chris, I was like, is that a record? And he's like, no, I think we've run 40 before, but it's a lot. So
yeah, I think cool. The previous record was 38.
Okay.
So the biggest weekend for tournaments is the weekend before a big holiday weekend. So the other big weekend was the weekend before Memorial Day.
Yep.
And then the weekend before 4th of July is going to be big. Team USA tonight playing for 9 points in the group stage. Favored to win.
It's kind of a whatever game because it doesn't much matter. I mean, it would be nice because, I don't think we've ever done that well. So,
see, I'll be honest. I think it matters a lot. We don't need to talk all night about soccer. But
keep the mojo going.
The most wins we've had in the World Cups, too. So we have a chance to get 3 in the group stage heading to the round of 32. It's one of those things like I think the U.S. team, as it gets to, it's like we could relate to it in terms of golf. We can bring it back. Right, is once you get the confidence going, like they've played better in the last 2 games than they've played in a long time. There wasn't a lot of excitement coming in for them into this World Cup, and they've actually played with heart for a couple of games. You know what I mean? I said Ryder Cup, I know,
yep.
But get rolling like that. It's really important to keep winning.
Exactly, and that is the argument, right? Like it's a weird thing when you have stuff in this group play where it's like doesn't matter. Does it not? Is it just important to get the win because, well, just keep winning, right? If you're feeling good and things are going right, then keep it going because you don't want to mess with the mojo. So, we'll see. It's pretty exciting. One of the members that's been a big football fan, he actually sent me a message once it was confirmed that the U.S. was going to be playing out here in San Francisco. He was like, are you around? And I'm like, unfortunately, I will be on the East Coast, and I will not be here. So saved a few $1,000s in not having.
Oh yeah, it's insane.
But other than that, it's exciting, man. It's fun to see. I got it on the Peacock. Well, I don't know, whatever. We're not big enough that we can matter about what we watch on TV. But they have the free versions, right? You just listen to the Spanish announcing. So every time there's a goal, you get the goal. So it's pretty cool.
It always makes it fun.
Yep.
So I'm the airport hotel tonight. The game starts at 9, so we'll be down. It's going to hurt a little bit for the 6 a.m. flight to Seattle tomorrow. I'm heading out to Seattle to Bellevue to play, but we'll be in downtown Seattle tomorrow night. That'll be interesting for sure. Egypt and Iran playing in Seattle. So this will be interesting.
Exactly.
But it'll be fun. So I've got quite the weekend. So Saturday running the tournament at Bellevue, hanging out with all my Seattle guys. Got to spend a lot of time with those guys this year. Absolutely love what's going on in Seattle. Then flying down to catch Chase in Las Vegas. They've got an event at Valley High on Sunday. Absolutely love Valley High. Was trying to figure it out. I had to apologize to Dennis from Utah because I was originally going to try to get to Salt Lake to the Utah event and see the Utah boys, but couldn't get a good connection into Salt Lake as tight as we were going to have to cut everything. It was weird. It was more getting from Salt Lake to Chicago on Sunday.
It's who you fly.
Was the issue.
A different airline would be very easy.
Correct. Well, I didn't even have good availability there.
Wow.
I looked at Delta as well. So it was interesting, but couldn't turn down the chance to go to Valley High in Vegas. For those that don't know Valley High, right on the Las Vegas Strip. It's like 6 or 7 holes. The line is the pyramid at the
Luxor.
Luxor. That's a good line on most tees that you can see the pyramid. That's a
Does
good
the
line.
airport tower come in play either? Like the
It's super close, but yeah, it's one of those. I'm coming in. I'm literally getting in at like 10:30 at night or 10:50 at night. It's a 7:30 shotgun the next morning, and I fly out at 3:30 to come back to Chicago. Then doing the swag event on Monday in Chicago and coming back in. So that'll be interesting.
Exactly. Well, I mean, but the other important thing is Vegas is just waking up at 10 o'clock. And if you do tee off at 7, then you can just stay up all night. You can sleep on the flight home.
Yeah, as much as I love y'all, not going to happen. So give me a sorry, my text message is blowing up, making a bunch of things on here.
I was like, what is going on?
Mark says he'll fly me there in United. Mark, I would love to get flown around. So United's been making a bid for my business.
That's right.
It's certainly possible. I'm pretty pot committed at this point with American, but sitting here at O'Hare, there are a lot of United flights out of O'Hare, and I can get to O'Hare pretty quick. So United's definitely number 2 on the list. I just look forward. I didn't know if you Mark's a pilot with United, which I think is pretty cool.
That's the joke. Is like I look forward to the day when I'm on a flight and all of a sudden a man with a hat comes to the back and goes, "Sir, what'd I do? Oh, it's it's you. Okay, good. Yeah, I'm safe."
There we go. Exactly. So looking forward to it. Is he still leading National Player of the Year?
I would think so, because I'm trying to think of who.
It's worth a little bit of shout out.
Catch him
for sure.
Because there wasn't again. There might be somebody catching him this weekend because there's events everywhere. So who knows?
There's events everywhere. Yeah, he's right now. He's in first place. He's leading John Wayne Parrish, winner of the APT Players Championship, by about 150 points. And then Denver, who got promoted, is in third. Travis Wartlift, former Player of the Year, 2-time defending Senior Player of the Year. He's in third, just like about 400 points behind, and right behind them, and 5th, 6th, and 7th is all super close. Todd Fearhawken that just won at Ambrier, and then the 2 best friends on tour, Chris Dens and Mike Lingenfelter, right there. So
again, it'll come down to Phoenix.
Hey, should we let Mark know that he doesn't need to worry about a late season promotion?
Well, mathematically, probably he doesn't, but you never know.
That's why the Flight Flex is in place.
It would take some really good playing for that to be.
Yeah, he'd have to shoot like a lot, really low. But Flight Flex, we keep talking about it. I mean, people keep calling me, keep explaining Flight Flex, keep talking about it. So I was looking at Flight Flex. So Flight Flex is a new player-themed idea. Came from player feedback. We've been looking at it for years and studying data. We've got, what are we, 35,000, 40,000 rounds a year, something like that now?
That's probably right, based on membership numbers and how many players.
Yeah, close to 200,000 rounds of tournament data, tested scores, that whole 9 yards. And started looking at it. What people hate is to play all year, to invest money playing tournaments all the time, to get bumped to a different division and feel like it all went for naught. Like we've all heard it. It got to the point, like every AM tour does it.
Yep.
Except us. We stopped. You know what I mean? We listened and started coming up with a different solution. And so it got to the point, it get to this time of year, really like July 1st is really the cutoff date for going, crap. And every week it was like, who got bumped that, maybe they deserve to get bumped, but not till later, losing out of the play here, all that stuff. So we implemented FlyFlex. It's a little complicated. Like if you're one of those people who doesn't like to read rules, you just got to roll with it because it's all spelled out in the member manual.
It's written down.
You can send an email, handicaps@aptgolf.org, and yell all the time. He'll explain to you. Not a problem. But it is spelled out in the member manual if you want to read.
If you decide to be literate, it's great.
It's great. So, But a couple things. So every validated player has some sort of flight
Yep.
flex for everybody. So if you're between 6 and 20 rounds, it's 0.2 weeks or 2 rounds. You know what I mean? If you go more than 0.2, you're going. If it takes more than 4 weeks, you're still going.
Yep.
If you play more than 3 rounds, you're going. If you have more than 20 rounds posted with 12 or 10 or more in the last 12 months, you get a 0.5 flight flex. Same thing, 4 weeks or 3 rounds.
Yep.
To let everything work out. So if you're one of those guys, your handicap, we've got a bunch of those guys that their handicap goes under by 0.1, which is like one shot over 20 rounds.
Yep.
Instead of getting promoted, we give it a little bit of time to figure it out. And then as you play more, which makes sense, the more flexibility you get in your handicap because the more we can vet you. So there's a flight flex that kicks in 10 rounds in a season, 15 rounds in a season, and 20 rounds in a season. And there's still protections for the field. You know, we should stop just for a second because we got to acknowledge
I know
the one guy that's blown through everything.
Yeah, I needed my rubber.
Most improved.
I needed my rubber band. You know,
He is the shoe-in for most improved
Yes.
player in the country this year.
Yeah.
The shoe-in. I'm super proud of him. Cody Quattlebaum from Central Georgia, also known as last year's Division 5 champion. Started out last year as like what, a 22, 23? It
I don't know what he started out last year. I do know that he finished.
wasn't
He
good.
finished the North American and started this season at 18-1.
18-1.
And he's gone down to
Started this year 18-1, and he's down to what, 11?
12. He's at
12.
12.
Still
And what's
playing a crap ton of rounds, eligible for every flight flex we have, and blew through the biggest provision of it. And so, which is hard to do.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, over the when we've been studying data for 2 years, I can only think of one other person that would have blown through it.
There's one or
Maybe two.
there's been very few. But again, it was this.
There's been like 150 to 200 people in that time that have gotten to flight flex. Only 2 would have blown through this provision that I can
And
think
he
of.
was
One was Bill McMahon, and the other one might have been Nick Krause. I don't remember if he would have blown through it or not. It would
I
have been
think
close.
Nick would have, but I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, it's a rare
But
thing.
needless to say, it's like a top 5 season of improvement we've had in 6 years. Locked in, historic.
Yep.
So super proud of him.
He's doing the work, man.
You know,
It's amazing.
he's doing work. He's working hard.
It's amazing what happens when you put in work. I'm not very good at golf. Well, lessons and practice. Lessons and practice.
But I think it's interesting when you look at the flight flex. We've got, I'm going to count them real quick.
Oh, you're going to the numbers.
So, yeah, there's 8 people in the frequent player flight flex season long, 7 because you haven't updated Cody yet. So 5,800 members. There's 7 in the frequent player flight flex. There's 3 in the regular flight flex. And then the whole season, the flight flex that stayed in their flight, they went back as 15. The flight flex promoted is 29. So I think that's interesting too, is when you look at it, the flight flex, 2/3 of the people blow through it.
Yeah. And that's the whole thing, right? They're getting better. It's good to see, right? So as players continue to improve, they're like, well, that's great that I'm an 8 or a 8.4 or 8.3 or whatever. I'm going to go be a 7 now. I'm going to go be a 6 or whatever it happens to be, right? It's good to see that they put the pedal on the floor and go see how good you can be, which is cool to see. So, but again, it's also the same aspect, right? Of where it balances, where does this person belong, right? If 2 rounds and your index rolls back into the qualifying range, then you probably belong there. So,
no, exactly. Well, I think it makes sense.
Mhm.
Like, that's one of the things when you look at it is, I mean, so many people, if you go back to years past, I mean, how many people like the week before local finals, 13-4 in Division 4, or, you know what I mean? Or 8.4 or 8.2, or, we've tracked all the data on those people for years now, especially the ones that stayed in the flight. And like even this year, the people in frequent player flight flex, the people we've gotten emails about like you watch and see what they're shooting. They're shooting average scores within their division.
And again, every once in a while,
like because if
go low, but for the most part, it's like not even placing.
Get yourself into frequent player provisions. You usually went low once.
Yeah.
Everything else falls into a regular division, and if you go low a second time, Brett Coddington in the chat. I was like, "What do we disappoint you with, Brett? That makes me sad." So we're working on Scotland, man. Just stay tuned.
Oh.
We're working on it.
There's Jody.
No, Jody. I'm just waiting for Jody to pipe into the chat. He's like, "I'll take a trip to Scotland."
Well, I'll go to Scotland.
But anyways, yeah, I mean, you're looking at the Flight Flex people. The second low round generally nails you, and we're watching for that kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
People shooting all the time. Some great conversations. We were talking last night. Competition committee, little inside baseball. What's really interesting, and so for people that don't know, one of the things I think makes our tour special, and I've got to say, I love the fact that I spend most of my Wednesday nights just hanging out with my family now. Very rarely am I on the handicap call because I don't need to be on the handicap call anymore. You guys have it under control. Your team's done really good. But what a lot of people don't realize about the competition committee is we have a slew of player reps that are serving on this and are paying a ton of attention to things. They're spending a lot of time going through making sure the data is consistent, making sure we're treating people equitably across the country. But one of the things we were talking about last night, I jumped on the call for the last 15 minutes just kind of for fun, more than anything else. But what I think is interesting is, the player reps bring such a different perspective than, you and your team that's gotten really into understanding the numbers.
Yep.
Player reps they have a different perspective, and it's a really healthy thing as we're going through this process, because it's not just so many people just think, somebody sitting behind a computer goes, "That's the numbers generated." It's not that at all. You know what I mean? There's a really healthy player and competition perspective. There's a really healthy by the numbers perspective. It's a really good balance. Like it's one of those. I think it would be hard to duplicate, to be honest.
No, it would.
A really unique culture that's been created in that room, and I think it really benefits the players across the country. You see it in the net results. You see it in the division races. You see it in the scores that are winning divisions.
Yep.
I'd love to sit down and just, blindly pull up our tour against some of the others that are out there and just look at the winning scores in the flight and the differential and just show the difference. And it would be astounding. So, I mean, if you're like a 9 or 10 handicap looking to compete equitably,
D3 is fine.
the numbers. Yeah, you don't have to be a 6 to win D3 on our tour.
No. It's all about just getting to that 79, that magic 79 in most cases.
79 wins what? 30% of the time in D3?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I'd say it might even be higher depending on, time of year comes into play, right? Like as we've been talking about Flight Flex and the intention of it, right? Like this is now all of a sudden when the scores start to get on that lower side, but guys and gals have been working, and all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, I figured it out today." So,
yeah, but it's not 74 and 75 winning D3.
No.
It's not that. You may get the occasional 78 every once in a while, 77, but a lot of times it's 81, 82.
Yep, and we had, but again, right? We had a really low. It was 73 or 74 or something in D3 this week, but it's a long-term validated player that had like an 11 index. Had been playing all year, and all of a sudden it's like, yeah, I'm just gonna go shoot like 73 today in D3, and it was like, dude,
when you played 60 tournament rounds, like nobody's tanking 59 rounds to shoot a 73 and win $180, guys.
Right. Or even 10, 12, 16 rounds. Like
raise your hand and tell them to go to D2. But
yeah, exactly. So
and we do look at that. I think that's another thing to look at. Kevin Smith, he's full of it, but that's okay.
What in Kevin?
We've got hundreds upon hundreds of tournament rounds to show that Kevin is full of it, but that's okay.
Oh, that's all right. So Stevie brought up early. Can you talk about the points add up for local and North American Championship? People are
Yeah,
asking
let's see if we
why
can
it
miss
seems to
that.
be missing. Like if you want to bring up somebody, like just bring up the points list so we can
Yeah,
show.
so yeah, absolutely. You want to look at a local?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see what we got
And
here.
the reason Kevin's joking about that is uh there was a situ there was a really there were two really good rounds and he was one of them back in Nashville. They happen.
Good rounds happen.
Mhm.
Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay, can everybody see my screen now?
There we go.
Chris, we're gonna maximize this bad boy.
That's perfect.
Here we go. So you're looking at, I'm picking on Todd Fierhoffen, my boy, who
Yep.
won Ambrier. So you see Todd's played a lot. So he's played a bunch of points. The first thing when you read this, the local player of the year is 8 local events, 2 elevated events, which include majors, and your local finals. The most you can count is 11. The most you're going to see anybody have at this point of the season is 10 because local finals haven't happened yet. So Todd's got 10 events counting, but he's played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. He's played in 16 events so far this season. So a couple ways to read the points. I think it's important. Number one is where you see the asterisk. That is a tournament that's being used in the standings calculation. So Far Oaks is a local, Peevely is a local, Myrtle Beach is an elevated, local, 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 elevated, and local. So there's his 10 events, 8 local, 2 elevated. So as he continues to play, like for example, his lowest counting score right now, he's got 86 that's counting. I believe 86 is his lowest.
72.
So 72. So he has a 72 that's counting. So that being said, if he plays a local event and he gets more than 72 points, that score is going to drop off and his new counting score will count. If that makes sense.
His new point total.
Correct. So there's your so that's how it works. It continues to replace. Now, if we go to his national player of the year, notice for local he's got 2,679.3. If you go to national is a different calculation. Yep. So we'll roll over here. Notice he's got 3,400 and he's got 14 events counting. So at that point, local events, you get 10, 2 elevated, 3 majors, your local finals, and the North American Championship. So at the end of everything, it'll be 17 events counting. And it's the same thing as you see and go through this. So he's got different events counting. There's elevated counting that isn't in his local, just different events that he gets points for are counting because it's a different calculation. So the national measures not only what you do on the local level, but you have to play majors because we want you to test your game against the best players in the country. And the only way to do that is to play outside your chapter. So the National Player of the Year is really meant for people that are traveling, but also committed to playing the local level. You've got to play 10 local events if you want to be National Player of the Year. Well, you don't have to, but you have 10 events that count. And then 2 elevated events, which you can play at the local level, and then 3 majors, your local finals, or any local finals for the National Player of the Year, and then the North American Championship is going to count.
And that's the big thing. Right? That is the big thing, and you just said it, which is you've got the National Player of the Year race where you can play multiple local finals and potentially get more points. But the local player of the year is just your local finals. And that is due to, again, we generally like to have the prizes and have everything lined out and set up and ready to go. The points calculation gets done. People get their pictures, get their stuff, and away they go. And that's why it ends there. Also, just to prevent some goofy math problems where nationally, if you want to travel to that different player of the year or local finals because maybe it's a bigger chapter or something along those lines, you're more than welcome to, but it's only going to count in that national player of the year race.
Right. Well, I think it's important too, as we go into some of this, just to understand, number one, the player of the year races are different, but also understand some of the North American Championship qualifications that are coming up. So we're getting to that point. We're just 2 weeks away. So 2 Thursdays from now, we'll be opening registration for priority exempt players for the North American Championship and the Universal Retirement Senior North American Championship. So the North American Championship is going to be at Weekapaw, September 18th through the 20th. It's going to be at Greyhawk and Eagle Mountain as the Senior North American Championship, the 22nd and the 23rd. Champions Dinner for North American Champions and National Player of the Year on September 18th. We're looking on a par 3 on the Wednesday night, the 16th. Thursday, we've got an optional skins game at Weekapaw registration. It's going to be a great week out. All of the National Player of the Year races will be decided at the North American Championship. We get a bunch of questions from the guys competing for Senior Net. Come and play the North American Championship. The Senior Net contest will be decided at the North American Championship.
And we'll be
announcing format. A lot of questions on that, but we'll be announcing format.
Correct. And then the other important thing is folks who are looking, obviously, this weekend, next weekend, to see where they stand, to see if they are in the eligible criteria and going to get that invite.
Well,
there, I was like, my mind went blank.
We're going straight to the member deal, my friend.
Correct. And pay attention to the senior AmNet and the mid AmNet because those players fall under. It's not just the 5 divisions. It's all divisions.
So I'm going to bring this in so everybody can see it a little bit. Here's the priority exemptions. The first thing to understand, it's as of July 8th is when we run into this. So here are the different exemptions. So congratulations to the people that have already got this locked in, past champions of the North American Championship and the Senior North American Championship. You guys are locked for life. You're always going to get an invite. As long as you meet the eligibility requirements and playing the number of rounds, you're good. Past winners of National Player of the Year, Senior National Player of the Year, same thing. You're in. The top 5 in ties in every division from the 2025 North American Championship and the top 3 in ties in every division from the Senior North American Championship. You guys are going to be automatically invited to this year's championship as long as you met the eligibility requirements. The winner of last season's Local Player of the Year in every division, you get an exemption into this year's. And then the winner of the National Major the last 2 years. So those people have already locked their ticket. They're already punched. The top 3 in ties in every division in National Majors of this year are going to get an invite. And then here's all the things that are decided as of July 8th. So, So the majors on the 5th and 6th. The Monday events on the 7th. Once those get awarded on the 8th, we will lock in these invites. So the top 100 in the National Player of the Year races, that's all divisions in both net games as of July 8th. And then Local Player of the Year standings as of July 8th. You see Tier 1, top 4, Mid-Am Net and Senior Net, top 8, top 6 in Tier 2, top 10 in the net games, Tier 3, top 8 in each division, the net games, top 12, and then Tier 4 chapters, top 12 in each division, and top 15 in the net games. The last piece is any validated player who earned a promotion during the 2026 season, if they're still in their promoted division, part of the deal is you get an invite to the North American Championship. Now, a couple things, and then we'll go into the tiers and cover that. Priority exempt players have to meet the eligibility requirements. So the eligibility requirements are within the season, so October 1st of 25 until this year's North American Championship. Division 1 players, you've got to get 3 rounds posted, and Divisions 2 through 5, you got to get 6 rounds posted. With that being said, if you're not priority exempt, you can register starting July 30th. That'll open on the Thursday night 9. And then let's scroll down here. The senior mirrors literally the same qualifications. You just have to be 50. That's the only difference. And then chapter tiers, for those who want to know what tier is my chapter in, your chapter owner will know or should know what they're in. But Tier 1 chapters are chapters with 109 members or less. Tier 2 chapters are chapters between 110 to 174 members. We'll get this out before so you guys know where your tiers are. Tier 3s are between 175 and 249 members. Tier 4 is 250 members and up. So I can tell you the Tier 4 chapters, Fegley. I do know those.
There's 3, 4.
There are 3.
3. St. Louis, Utah, and
Nashville.
Nashville
is
Nashville. There we go.
So, and Vern asked in the chat, it's just in the member manual. You can just go into priority exemptions, search that in the member manual, and find. I'm actually just going through to update the chapter tiers now. So if you throw out your chapter, I can probably answer it. There is a good room rate, Steve. We have the link. I will actually see if I can pull up the link from my email now.
Nice. Get it posted.
So, give me a second.
While you do that, that is one of the things, though. You don't have to have your qualifications done because some of the qualifications are you have to play in July and August. So, again, continue to play, continue to register. We'll let you in with those assumptions. We're going to be looking at everybody just to make sure. And, again, those that, you know, if there's some kind of exception, obviously send handicaps or majors an email because we have had in the past injured players or things of that nature where there's a good history. Again, the main thing about the qualifications is we want to make sure that players have demonstrated where they belong and making sure that we have solid APT competitive tournament information to ensure that the field, again, this is our biggest event. We want to make sure the field is.
So the guy that sent 7 emails to us from California that doesn't want to join one of our tours and play, but feels like he deserves our competitive experience at Weekapaw, but has never played a tournament on APT.
No.
For the 6th time, the answer is still no. I would rather show up with 359 players to our North American Championship than let someone in that we can't back.
Exactly. Regardless of division. You know.
Regardless of division, we do not care.
Correct. So
this is a championship for our players. And so while we say there's an exception, the exceptions are for, like, for example, if Steve Daniels had, foot surgery and had to sit out 8 months, we know what Steve's handicap is. He might not be able to get 6 rounds in because he's been out. If he got 4 rounds and wanted to come play, we're going to let Steve come and play.
Yep.
Steve's a terrible example because he's played like 62 tournaments this year, which is why I picked him.
Exactly. He's going to be easy. He's like, I sprained an ankle. I'm out for 6 weeks. Well, you'll be all right. No, but that is the whole thing, right? Again, it's what makes.
We just posted the link in the chat. That is the link. I will make it better. It will be on the TIP pages. This is hot off the press. I've been working on getting that link for a long time.
I know because we talked about it 2 weeks ago. Well, anyhow. I think you and Tim might have said something.
Oh, it needs code and password to view. Hold on. I have the code and password. I forgot they did this like the dumbest way ever. So here's the code and password, guys.
There you go.
2609 Nation. The password is national.
Next thing you know, all of our group rate rooms are gone because somebody wants to take them all. The internet is undefeated.
I'm sure the internet is undefeated, my friends.
God. No, man, it's exciting, and again, it's already like turning around. It's like I just remember the lives in November, December, January, February. Yeah, North American Championship's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be great. Next thing you know, it's like, oh, holy smokes, it's here.
Dude, it's almost July, bro.
Here.
It is scary. I think what's interesting, and maybe you want to talk about this a little bit. But we can give a little inside baseball. That's kind of what this is for. Yeah. This is like a free preview of After Dark. We're not going to have mean tweets this week, although we should. There have been some good emails this week.
Oh.
There have been some really good emails that I would love to share on the live. But not because they're bad, just because they're really funny. Like, how dare you let someone in after the registration deadline?
Right. What? I don't know.
I'm not complaining about a specific person, but why would you do that? I'm like, because we like people. Like, we're in a people business. Like, if we can fit you in, We're gonna
try to fit you in.
I'm not gonna like make you play in a 5-some to do it, but if we have space, we're gonna try to take care of our members. Like that's part of being a member-based club.
That the 5-some thing. Anyhow, it's whatever. Sorry, there was a.
I hear you. But anyways, what I think is interesting, especially when it comes to handicaps and structure and tees and all of this stuff, like where we are as an organization and bringing that together from where we were last year is vastly different, even from when you kind of took your hiatus to now.
Oh, dude, like when I had my personal stuff going on in March and April and May, and I came back, and I was still obviously checking in at all weird hours, but I come back and I'm like, wait, what? Who's doing what now? How does this work? Oh, we got the computer to do it. Sweet.
Yeah, we've processed like 150 handicap questionnaires this week,
and it's all in getting better at doing stuff, right? Like the system we were able to get information to people earlier. People are able to get it in their inbox on Mondays and Tuesdays. They showed up on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and I'm able to go through and get them all done. It's been nice.
And the result is you have a field that you show up to that everyone's vetted.
Yep. Or they have a very large question mark, and they're one of the few people that have a very large question mark. So if something goes awry, somebody's going to go in there and look and go, oh, they didn't do the survey. They didn't do that. And then they decided to go low. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Uncomfortable conversation.
Just so you know, I almost rocked that worldwide hat tonight. I was really close to matching you.
Dude, I had it. It's been.
Love the melon. Although I'll be honest, this is my favorite APT hat.
That is pretty cool. What?
I absolutely love this one.
When did you pick that one up? Is that available in the store?
It is available in the store. It's a good one.
All right, good.
So
you just can't. You got to learn.
You got a lot of. Yeah, it's taken a minute. Shipping through this whole mess. This is 2 years in a row that shipping's been a mess. But we got a bunch of new Tempercraft stuff in that I'm pretty excited about. Got some really cool. Like the flasks have been really popular. Those got restocked. We got a bunch of new stuff coming in here in the next 4 or 5 weeks. So awesome. We'll be having fun.
That is awesome.
So,
good times, man. And it's cool to have new stuff, right? Like we all like new stuff.
The problem is we keep ordering it, and it gets funny, Fegley, because everybody keeps talking. You need more in the pro shop. We keep ordering it, and we just keep selling out of it. So
who's got? I'm gonna have the Cactus Clash. We can play dice behind the pro shop. Get a dice game.
You can wear it backwards, Jeff. You should not. The official APT position is you should not wear your hat backwards. So frowned on that.
We actually mentioned. No offense, Jeff. That got brought up the other day when we were talking about standards.
We're having fun.
It's all good, baby.
Going on APT, we're having fun. In a year that it feels like the AM Tour space, you look around, is declining. I mean, we're continuing to grow at crazy numbers, and so a lot of new people in. Wichita's killing it. I'm super excited. Shout out to Matt Jensen, his team. They're doing a great job.
Yep.
But
it's been fun to see more surveys in Wichita.
I love Josh. This makes me happy. I love this. I'll give him a shout out. I haven't met Josh yet. They've played horrible since playing with APT. We met some amazing people. That's part of playing tournament golf, man. When you get started, there is a learning curve.
Yes.
I will tell you this. It's kind of funny. One of the things as we go through and edit stuff, we're using different AI tools to help us just organize. And so it's kind of funny as AI gets to know your business and you're talking to it. Like some of you guys that use it on a day-to-day basis will understand. But we're talking through and AI responds back. He goes, I really see what you're trying to do to differentiate yourself, Matt, with APT. And so I respond to AI and talk to it. I go, what's that? And it said, it's like, you're really trying to build something that is community first, competition second.
Nice.
And I was like, Yeah, that is what we're trying to do, man. Like where it's really, I mean, don't get me wrong, the competition's there, the quality of the
Yeah.
golf course is there, the quality experience is there, but at the end of the day, the most important thing is the community develop, the relationships and networking. And so we're having fun with it.
And don't worry, it does take a while to get good at competitive golf.
Yeah. And James says that I happen to be friends with the biggest black clover distributor in the US. So probably will not be a problem.
There you go.
So crappy golf is part of it from time to time. Just saying.
Again, man, you got to get
We're
your.
bringing Isom in, see what Isom has to say tonight. At least give us a topic.
Sure.
See if
I know
we
we
he'd yell at
we
us.
had the nine, but it's been more like the
Three.
4 or the 3.
He responded and he goes, So we talked about Big Cedar. Have you been to Big Cedar yet?
I have not. It's the 4th of July, and the missus always. That is the one holiday that.
Have you ever been to Branson on the 4th of July?
Nope.
There's a
It's
huge
probably
lake.
some
There's
serious
a
Americana.
gigantic resort with really cool stuff to do, and there's some of the best golf in the country.
I know. It's the difference between a lake beach and an ocean beach. That's the problem.
But there's some of the best golf in the world.
Again, I get to do that a lot. So a couple weeks out of the year, nope. But one of these days.
I love how Brodsky goes, your water's done. You need to go to wine. I'm in a hotel, man. Give me a break.
Oh, if it doesn't rain.
I don't
Come
want
on
to hear
now.
that. Don't even want to
Oh.
hear that.
Oh, man.
Don't even want to hear that. We do the whole golf course all day and a lot of daylight, so we should be able to pull it off. But
I mean, we did get through the summer solstice last weekend. So now, as sad as it is, the days are getting shorter.
days are getting shorter. But
Wah, wah. That's okay. It's good for Chris. That means he's got to get his tournaments down to only 120 players here soon. In about 3 months, maybe 4. That was pretty. Man, I'm still looking back at Anbrier and how you guys did that. That was freaking amazing. 210.
Briar
210.
went smooth sailing. So there was one slow group the first day. Everything else went perfectly smooth, and then the guy that was the slow group was the guy that complained about pace. And I was like, "You finished 35 minutes behind the group in front of you, brother. I can't help you."
I do always enjoy that, right?
Like, here's the thing. For those that lack self-awareness from someone who organizes golf tournaments for a living, if when you're in 18 fairway, you're not waiting on the group in front of you to finish the green, like if you don't have to wait to hit onto the green in 18, don't walk in and complain about pace of play because you're part of the problem.
It's fair. It's always fair.
Just letting you know. There's your free self-awareness advice of the day. There's some members out there that are laughing.
Going, oh yeah. You know,
sometimes when you're the pace of play problem, you just got to go, yeah, I screwed that up. Sorry, I'll do better next time.
yeah.
And also, if you're the pace of play problem, don't try to save it by coming up to the tournament organizer and telling your story about how you were unfairly put on the clock in the past, because there are certain things that every slow player does, and that's one of them. It's the biggest telltale sign giveaway. So just so you know, if you're walking by a tournament and you see somebody in your tournament organizer's ear, especially me, and they're talking about how they were unjustly put on the clock at some point, just know that all of us understand that this is the pace of play problem.
Yeah.
We're going to make t-shirts for APT.
Mm-hmm.
100% of slow players don't think they're slow.
Exactly. Or it would be, who's the pace of play problem in a mirror? And just, if you're at
that would be awesome.
If you're at that point talking to somebody about pace of play, it's like, it's probably you, my guy.
At some point, we've got to get with the shirt. We haven't ordered the shirt
Mhm.
yet. I backed off on it when we caricaturized your face with the beard and the bucket
Yes.
hat. There's got to be like, what is it you call like high sandbagger alert, or what do we come?
Oh crap! Oh, dude.
It was something good.
Anyhow, it'll pop back up some point. It's the beauty of the live show. You're like, I forget. I'm old. My mind don't work. Oh man.
This
All
is
right.
actually
Yo,
a really
good
great
question.
This is a great question. You want to answer? Or you want me to answer to start this?
Go for
Perfect. I'm going to give the scientific answer, and you can bring it back.
All right.
Because I think this is a good one because people ask this all the time, especially people that come from other tours that either do it in every division or don't do it at all, and they're proud that they don't do it. Like one of the other tours had somebody make a 36 on the 17th hole at TPC Sawgrass, and like it's just cruel. Like, why would you
It's
do
almost
that? We're all
Dozen
amateurs.
golf balls. Oof.
More than that, it's probably like
Oh,
18.
yeah.
golf
Oh,
balls.
wait, yeah.
17.
Hmm.
Hopefully she like 8 putted, because if not, it was like 18 golf balls.
Oof.
Caddy was thankful. He goes, "Hey, 18. I only got 1 ball in the bag. This is great." The first 17 holes would have been miserable with 2 dozen balls in the bag, but whatever.
You better not go left
Anyway.
on 18 because you're not finishing the round. All that for naught. Anyhow.
Right, exactly. Not our tour. We didn't do it that way. Hashtag we didn't do it. But it's always a great question talking about triple bogey. I appreciate Matt bringing it up. I think it's a good chance for us to talk a little bit about vision and why we do what we do, because everybody thinks, including like some of our chapter owners explaining it, thinks it's strictly about pace of play. It's really not, because you can make a 12 fast. So when we started the APT, when I started the APT, my vision for the tour, and we've morphed it a little bit to add triple bogey into Division 3. When we started, triple bogey max was only for Division 4, Division 5. So 1, 2, 3 played it out. Division 4 and 5 had triple bogey max. And the reason for triple bogey max wasn't pace of play. It was, we look at amateur competitive golf as being in different levels. Right? If you're a 20 handicap, it's really hard to get in if you're worried about making a 15 on a hole with a forced carry. It's kind of a, yeah, you know what I mean? It's a deterrent to get in. And so at the very base and core of what we do, we want to make tournament golf welcoming for the average player.
Right.
So that's the start. We've added that into Division 3 as well. That was from a lot of player feedback to get to it. And so that's kind of the happy medium. 2 and 1, play it out. Obviously, 1, you're playing state AMs, state opens, college golf, trying to qualify for you got to play it out. Division 2, you're 1 step away from that level. You got to figure it out. Division 3, your most are 10 handicaps or above. Obviously, it goes down to 8-5. You're right at that borderline of kind of needing to step into that next level. Division 4 and 5 is more developmental, from learning to play competitive golf. But the biggest reason for triple bogey max is, if you look at it for a majority of the tour, and now I realize if you're 25 handicap doesn't quite apply, but even when you do a handicap in Gen, the highest score you can take is net double bogey, which if you're an 18 handicap or under is triple, because you get a shot on the hole, you make a triple, it's a net double bogey. So that's why we've done it that way instead of net double par. I will tell you, it rarely plays into results. Very rarely.
I mean, and we've had our back and forth, and it's one of these things that does, especially at D3, it gets very passionate, where some guys are like, we want to play it out. And guys are like, oh, no. I'm here to have fun. It is the weekend. I am not stressing on making an 8. Like, guys, I want my backstop. So, you brought up the handicap side of things, right? Until it gets into, more than 1 shot a hole, you're taking the net double anyhow from a handicap perspective. It's just been one of those that it works, And there's always discussions, and there always have been discussions about potentially changing it. There has not been any groundswell or big movement to change it, because as you start to have those discussions, and if you have those discussions with your fellow players around the country, you're going to get very interesting opinions and some very, very, very passionate opinions. So when you have an issue that is passionate on both sides and you don't really want to move the needle because you're going to upset too many people, you generally kind of go, probably right.
Probably a good balance in the middle. You
Yep.
know, the funny thing about it, and I'm not gonna share my personal opinion on it because, as a leader, I have one. I will tell you, this is one of those things. My favorite is people like, you just do whatever you want to do, blah, 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 blah. This is one of those issues, like, it is not where I would put it.
Mm-mm.
It is not where I would put it. And so I'm just keeping my mouth shut. I'm sitting on my hands. I'm not weighing in on it. I think it works well for our competition and what we do. I think it creates some distinct levels. I think there's, one of the things that I would love people to understand as we're going through. And I love when people call and ask questions, and sometimes they get mad because they think we haven't thought this through, or
Right.
there isn't a method behind the madness. There's a reason why Division 2 and 3 play from the same tees.
Yes.
And the reason is it's very easy to distinguish between who's a Division 2 player and who's a Division 3 player. Same thing with 4 and 5. So you got 3 levels that are already built in. You've got one that's, hey, you need to go figure it out and go play because you're there. You've got 2 and 3 that's kind of your starting from kind of still have the training wheels on of being a low handicapper, working towards it, to the bottom of Division 2 are really, really good players that are just kind of teetering on being able to play some of those big championship style events. And then you've got Division 4 and Division 5 that, are kind of the weekend guys that are working towards getting it. And we've set the tour up in 3 levels. The Triple Bogey Max kind of goes in between those and weaves in a little bit. But it makes sense, and it's working for us. One of the big things that we watch is, I'll just say it, where our competitors' membership is down, ours is not. We are growing like a weed. So, we're going to continue to, like I said, we're going to continue to push. We're going to continue to innovate. We're going to continue to try things that we think will make the experience better for the players. We're not going to get comfortable. We're not going to get complacent. And we're going to continue to listen to our membership. And so if it gets to the point where our membership makes it clear that we need to move the needle, we're going to continue to do what we've done for the last 6 years that's made us successful, and we'll move the needle.
Yes.
So it's pretty simple. I mean, I'll be honest, we were both nervous with the Flight Flex because the Flight Flex is a big thing. When you say, hey, we're going to give some flexibility to somebody, it's nerve-wracking when, you've banked your business about competition being fair, and you're trying to balance it with, we want to look at our tour as a series of events instead of a single event when it comes to handicapping. But, and obviously we've got 2 more months before the local finals, but so far it's worked out really, really well. So,
well, and
I'll be honest, I thought we did a list of about 20 tweaks we have. I've got 1.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And
it's not even based on Flightflex.
Right.
The one is Flightflex twist.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting. So we're continuing to hear as you guys see things. It's kind of funny. We did have a couple early season adjustments. The guy that went to Flightflex and we didn't have the 3-round requirement or the 3-round max, and he went and played 12 times in 4 weeks. Or like 14 times in 4 weeks. You're like, that's probably goes against the spirit of the rule. We should probably codify that you can't do that.
But that's the beauty of what we do is we come up with an idea, we'll implement it, and then people being good people, they're like, loophole, I'm gonna go walk through that door, and then we go, oh, thank you for that.
Everybody's hating on me. Rodney's saying Hilton's will give you free water. This was my free water. I drank all of it.
Oh,
so
love it.
Guys, I understand. I know where to get free water in a hotel. I spend about 150 nights a year I got this thing on lock.
I love it. Oh my goodness.
That is a problem. Well, we got some time for some questions. Always like some questions. It's kind of fun.
Hey, I like that. Thank you, Terry. There. You can patch it here, Matt. Just give yourself one of these.
I can't reach that far. I'm getting old.
Got to go to the stretch store, man.
I don't want to pat myself on the back. That's not the deal, man. We've got, honestly, I'll say this, like, and you know this because you've been on the other side of it, and I've been on the other side of it. The strength of our tour is the collaborative environment that's been created to bring in ideas from all across the country, not just with players, but with our chapter owners. There's a bunch of people behind the scenes that are responsible for this success that, don't sit on this live on a Thursday night. You know what I mean? And so I'm not patting ourselves on the back, other than to say we've created what I think we've done a good job is creating an environment where people can be heard. And, a lot of people have played a lot of tournament golf and if you play a lot of tournament golf, you get a lot of opinions on things. So
yes.
Shock.
Yes.
And so we've been able to kind of build a platform that allows those best ideas to come through and, and survive the mistakes that we made. So,
and then also like, I had an exchange with a player today about division change, T change. And once I laid it out, they were like, all right, I see where you're coming from. I'd still like the exception, but I see where you're coming from. So it's like, we are going to listen. Sometimes obviously as arbiters of rules and competitions, we gotta stick, we gotta stick the stake in the sand or, stick and hold the ball or hold the line. So, but it is appreciative that players are understanding as well. So
this is an interesting thought. We might be able to do that. I might have to get one of those engravers, but we could do like a bag tag and we'll, member sense. That'd be pretty cool.
Sense. Yep.
I like it.
Again, we need the remote embroidery machine. Oh,
well, wouldn't be the first time.
Nope.
Billy, I've not been to the Treehouse Activity Center. But that's because the last trip to Kiowa was frost delays and golf. That was about it.
Yep.
And late night trips to Jersey Mike's in town because that was the only place still open. And falling asleep during.
You gotta love how the winter. I mean, looking back at this winter, it was like, whoa. Whew.
We survived a pretty rough winter. It was brutal.
Some players got some trophies, and they should just put some. Every winter, just take that trophy out and set it outside when it's super cold and be like, yep, I won that.
I'm proud of the win at Kiowa. I'm not going to lie. That was a grind that day. It was freaking windy.
And not that warm. So
it actually wasn't bad. But it was comfortable.
Right. But again,
I wouldn't want to ride a golf cart around that golf course, but walking that golf course is not a problem. I mean, and the best part about Kiowa is you don't have to carry your bag.
Right. Someone else, excuse me, would you do that, sir? Thank you. But I mean, that's what makes it interesting is how you get into the fall and the winter and you get $1 million weather days and you get ones where you're like, but
yeah, we should have a warm winter this year with what's blowing in. So it should be a little bit better this year. We kind of had that.
Are you?
Stevie goes, how many weather cancellations this year? More than we've ever had. By far. I'll bet you we should pull that number because we have that data. It'd be interesting. I'll bet you it's 2 to 2.5 times the average of cancellations.
February and March was brutal. And even some locations had gotten to April where the pop-up thunderstorms, it was crazy. It's weather, man. We play the game out of doors, as my dear friend would say.
Correct. We got a deal on a Sun Ice rain suit. I recommend getting one if you're going to play in the spring.
Exactly. Major schedule for next year. Are you done yet?
I'm not done yet. It's getting close. I've signed some pretty good contracts, though. I'm just saying, like, you're gonna want to save some weekends because it's gonna be.
You're gonna want to be again the same. Is it the same? Yeah, it's the same priority exemptions will be there for the signatures. So make sure you keep on grinding so you can be up in the pecking order and get your first call.
Absolutely. I will tell you that having priority exemption next year for the signature majors will be advisable. Just saying.
Yeah.
So Seth wants to Roger Syracuse. Not currently. We'd love to have one. Send me an email, Seth, matt@aptgolf.org. Love to chat with you about it.
Exactly. Oh, there's not one there, but
There
it could be.
We are back to, for the couple of people who have been talking to me, we are ready to start talking about expansion again. So we're working on it.
Yep.
Oh, I thought Brodsky was talking about our tour. I was like, that's
easy. Strays.
Not true. Unfortunately, it's not true. I would love to be able to get golf tournaments on my top 5. Unfortunately, 3 of my top 5, there's a lottery, and 1 is very private.
Yes.
And the 5th one I can decide on, there's like 8 courses that vie for that 5th spot.
Exactly.
Depending on my feelings.
How you feel. But so to Jeff's point, right? Like as we talk about rules and things of that nature, because I've had some good conversations with people. Remember, guys and gals, we as players who play in a competitive tournament are markers. You have a responsibility to call out the BS. So please call out the BS so we can continue to.
Let me ask you this, Fegley. When do you know about the BS? Is it on Monday morning after the tournament? Okay.
No.
What about an email on Wednesday the next week?
No. When it happened, listen, everybody's going to – I still distinctly remember playing in a 12-man club match where a clear rules violation is happening, and I'm staring at the guy, and I'm like, is he doing – and I look at my playing partner, my teammate, and I'm like, is he doing what I think he's doing? And it's like – and by the time it had already happened, it was already over. Basically, his partner was lining him up. He was standing behind him. You need to go left. 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 And he went back and swung. And before I even realized what had happened, it was over. And I was like,
right.
I think that's a problem. So the first step is make it known to the player when something happens.
Yeah.
That's step one.
And the best way is, hey, man, I don't think you can do that.
Right.
Don't say, hey, Jack Wagon, you're a cheater. Don't start
cheater!
that way.
Yeah.
I'll tell one story as we close this out. So, gosh, it's been 16 years ago now. It was the year I made it to the playoff in the U.S. Open qualifier.
Oh, wow.
And I'm playing with a kid that's on the golf team at the University of Illinois.
Okay.
That played on tour for a stretch. I'm not going to name who it was. And saw him do something that would get him disqualified in a U.S. Open qualifier. With his golf coach following our group. Which Coach Small is a legend.
Yes.
In the country, let alone in Illinois. Like
right.
five Illinois Open champion, good dude. And so had to go up to this guy, super uncomfortable. And, I'm not playing in D1. You know what I mean? I was good, but I didn't play D1.
I ain't that good.
Correct. And I beat him that day. Well, he got DQ'd, but I was beating him that day. I said, hey, man, I'm sorry to do this, but I really don't think you can do that. And to his credit, instead of being a jerk about it, because a lot of people react, there's 2 things that happen. Number one, it's how you approach the deal. And the second, if someone approaches you, how you handle it. He goes, oh, man, you're probably right. Called a rules official, DQ'd himself out of a U.S. Open qualifier.
Mm-hmm.
But that being said, there's two lessons here, and this is where the community aspect, we talked about a community first, then a competition. As amateurs and even as professionals, we're all here to learn the game. And so, number one, approach somebody with some grace and humility, and don't assume that they're trying to cheat. They may not
Just
know.
be like, what?
And second, if somebody calls you out on it, this is the other reason, by the way. We didn't talk about this. So if Matt's still on talking about Triple Bogey Max, the reason for Triple Bogey Max in Division 3 that I get on it is it's really not Triple Bogey Max. We're really playing a form of golf called Maximum Score, which you can read about in Rule 21.2. It lays it out. And one of the things beyond Maximum Score that's really advantageous for development tour golf, which is what we are. And this is where the other tour that says we play real golf, blah, 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 blah. Okay. The point is Maximum Score gives you an out for a simple rules violation that can get you disqualified. It allows us to give you the penalty of Maximum Score for the hole and use it as a learning experience. So if you're in D3 through 5 and you play from a wrong place and don't correct it, which would get you DQ'd, you get a triple on the hole, the Maximum Score for the hole. We learn a lesson about the rules of golf and we move forward.
Yep.
That's the whole purpose for it. It's why it's important. It's why we support it. It's why it's honestly why I've become a bigger and bigger advocate for it over the time, because as we learn this, it's really important because the rules of golf are complicated.
Yes.
They're hard. You know what I mean? I passed the USGA rules test. It's not easy.
Me too. Not as well as you did, but I did pass.
But the point is we've played tournament golf for how many years? And how hard did you study?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And like we had an issue in New Jersey the other week that Dan Kennelly called me about. And I was like, I think I know the answer.
Yeah, we were both like,
I think I'm right, but I'm going to call. And I called my buddy Jay Roberts, who taught our rules class. And he goes, well, I'm in the rules room at the U.S. Women's Open. Let me go ask. They go to all the rules officials in the U.S. Women's Open. Nobody can get an answer. He goes, hey, man, I just texted the USJ. He's available for a call. He goes, I can't really have you on this, so I'll call you back. But give us 15 minutes.
Yep. And our general idea of what we thought it was correct, but it still
we were right.
It still had a lot of people going, I think not 100% confident. So, but again, like you said, right? It's okay to not have knowledge. It's not okay to not accept what not having that knowledge means.
Right. So Kevin's asking, can I say what he did to DQSU against a 2-stroke penalty? I would completely say if I was 100% sure it was like 16 years ago. I believe it was some sort of an improper drop. I think he took relief from something he wasn't allowed to take relief from and ended up playing from a wrong place.
Got it.
I think. But don't go. But anyways, back to the rules piece. And this is the culture we're trying to create and why we do these Thursday night nines and why we talk about stuff all the time is we want to create a culture for our community. Our community isn't just random people playing tournament golf. It's a community of people who love the game. Part of the culture we want to create is that we're students of the game. So it's not saying you to be involved, you need to know every rule, because none of us know every rule, myself included. But what we do need to do is have enough respect for the game and our fellow competitors that we're willing to play by the rules. And then when we don't know a rule, we try to get the right answer and we try to learn. It's not being hey, I'm going to stick my nose up in the air because I know the rules. Ha, ha, ha. Do you know this little weird exception? I can't stand those conversations.
No.
But learning to play with integrity and understand to be bound by the rules and knowing when to ask when there's an issue and knowing how to deal with a situation when there's an issue is just it's a really positive thing. Yeah.
And it's okay. It's okay to be a sheriff. As with all power, yield it wisely and don't be a schmo about it. Just, hey, guys, What are you doing? Well, I can drop from this, can I?
Right. And if you disagree, and here's the best conversation ever with somebody
Yes.
is if you say something and they come back to you, disagree, and say, look, man, I really don't agree with you, but so here's let's please do this, because I'm going to have to go ask for a rule at the end of the day. So to protect both of us, play it your way, but please take relief my way, and then let's just go ask when we get in to get it right.
Yep.
Because I'm just trying to protect you.
Yes.
If you approach it that way, 95% of the time, someone will be appreciative. And the other 5% of the time, they're probably going to do it wrong and get DQ'd at scoring, and that's okay.
Or get their triple and move on. But have the conversations, and again, have it on the course.
Yep.
Have it the scoring area. The scorecard has a phone number on it. Text it.
Right.
Again, take pictures. All of these things that are basics. It's okay to do. It's okay.
So, 2 questions and we'll close. I think this is good. I appreciate Chris.
Well, because there was
I know Dan put it in the members group. It's a little misleading, especially from that image. I thought I've been watching the comments, and at some point I'll probably come in and give like I'm the USGA certified rules official answer. But so there's a local rule, which, by the way, one of the things that's important to understand is we have a hard card. And so there are the rules of golf. There are 25 of them. 24 of them affect play in golf tournaments. The 25th is for disabilities and for people, which I guess for the people that applies to. 1 through 25, and the definitions apply every golf tournament ever. And then there are these things called model local rules that the committee has the ability to adopt in certain situations to handle things. One of these is what Chris is talking about, the 2x2 rule with the green. It's model local rule F5. And if you look at the back of our rule sheet, it's also on every tournament information page.
Yes.
We publish what's called the conditions of competition, or short, the hard card. And those are the local rules that are in play at every APT tournament across the country, regardless. There's clarifications on the out of bounds rule. There's clarifications for when you hit a power line, how we treat wood chips and mulch, how, you know what I mean, how you deal with flower beds, our railroad ties and retaining walls, integral parts of the course. Like, all of it's there and it all applies. So when you get to your next APT event and you see your rule sheet, flip it to the back and all this is there. One of those
you might need to use your glasses depending on how old you are.
The TIP page, but
exactly.
But model local rule F5, it basically says when there's an immovable obstruction within 2 club lengths of the green, and your ball is within 2 club lengths of that immovable obstruction, which in this case, the immovable obstruction is almost always
a sprinkler
head. So the sprinkler head rule, then you get relief for line of play in that situation. That rule is in effect for us. Now, there's a couple of things to make sure that it works, and the few of them that people don't understand. So number one is it's got to be within 2 club lengths of the green, the immovable obstruction. Sprinkler head's got to be within 2 club lengths of the green, which, by the way, a club length in the rules of golf is what?
Your longest club in your bag that's not a putter.
Yep. So if you're short and your clubs are 4 inches short, the longest, it might be not in play for you, but it might be for somebody that has a regular size
size 6'8" guy.
But it's or the 6'8" guy has an advantage here. But it's always the longest club in your bag that's not a putter is a club length. So, for example, if you see somebody measure relief with 2 lob wedges and drop it 5 inches outside the second club length, that's still legal. Is it stupid to do it that way? Yes, but it's legal. It's not advised, but as long as it's within, if they put out their longest club, which is almost always going to be their driver, and it's within 2 club lengths of that, it is a perfectly legal drop. So, but anyways, 2 club lengths of the sprinkler head, your ball's within 2 club lengths of the sprinkler head. and then the ball has to be sitting in fairway height less.
Mm-hmm.
So if your ball's in the rough, no dice. But if your ball's fairway height or less, it's within 2 club lengths of the sprinkler head. The sprinkler head's within 2 club lengths of the green. You're going to get relief, nearest point of relief, and also from line of play. It's not just stance and swing; it's also line of play. Now, if we want to address Dan India's premise in the post, which I thought was good, stance and swing, and I understand if you're standing over it and you're just looking at the sprinkler head and it's not interfering with their stance or the area of intended swing, then you wouldn't get relief. But in that example he showed, and you put the putter down, the heel of the putter is definitely going to be over that sprinkler head, and you'd absolutely get relief in that situation.
When I was reading the comments, that's exactly kind of where I went to, was like, well, what happens when you put the club down, and is the club in that area? And then if the club touches that area, then you're good to go. So, but again, at the same point in time, as with all rules of golf, in all but very, very few exceptions, you can play it. You can play it.
100%. Absolutely could have the option to play it there.
So,
I mean, I think you could get a rules official in a state am or a state open that potentially, you know what I mean, could say, look, you're not going to drop your heel down that far. Maybe. As far as APT events are going.
And again, as far as I said, that situation, it's interfering with a piece of your golf club. It's
Did that answer your question, by the way, Chris?
And you can, again, that line of play is kind of interesting because the reason it comes into play, right, is you think you're going to putt it. So get to a point where you're like, well, my line of play is this. The sprinklers are now out of that line. That is your point where you take one club length.
Right. So, yep. And then the last question of the night, and we'll sign off for tonight because I know Team USA is getting ready to go. I'm excited. It's going to be fun. We talked about this for quite a while in our staff meeting yesterday. Said, will there ever be a point where on certain courses you drop the rake in place? And so, without going through the 20-minute discussion we had on it, we'll give you the Cliff's Notes version. And here's where we're at on it. And certainly welcome feedback. The example for us was Ambrier, which Ambrier, we had the entire golf course all weekend. There was no public play in front of us. So public play in front of us is certainly one of the major reasons that we do it.
Yes.
But frankly, I'm never going to say we're never going to go away from it. I would love to go away from it. Mm-hmm. But if you walked around Ambrier and you saw the condition of the bunkers that were perfect at the start of the day, towards the end of the day, it's really hard for someone to, especially our majors, show up to PGA. The example I gave in the staff meeting was, show up to the APC players, $900 entry fee, needing to get up and down to win on the 18th hole, hit it in the front right bunker on that par 5 and 2, and have to get up and down for birdie, to be in a gigantic footprint because somebody didn't take care of the bunker. Mm-hmm. And the difference between us and the PGA Tour is there is never a hole played on the PGA Tour where the bunker isn't manicured before they hit into the hole. And right now there is an epidemic in golf of people not taking care of bunkers, and it has not gotten better. And so the question is, for those of you that want to see us play it down in bunkers, be talking every time you see some numbnuts not rake a bunker, say something to them. Because until bunkers are somewhat maintained and played as they're intended to be played, it's going to be really hard to go away from that.
Yep. And that was the big thing, right? Is like we were talking about it, and I liked your example. Your example was, well, it's the rub of the green, but at the same point in time, it's like,
right.
It's not the intent of the point, but
it's not the intent of the point. Like, rub of the green is not intended for bunkers to not be maintained.
Right. Like,
and the problem is other people have tried this. Well, if it's in a footprint, if we're going to let you touch in a bunker, we're going to let everybody touch it.
Well, yes.
It's all
we have had discussions of that, about how you clarify.
This would be a really great video to do. So I hope Mackey's watching this because we're definitely going to go to the local course and do a class on this.
There's someone, one of our fellow chapter owners in East Tennessee would be very passionate about this.
We will have some fun raking some bunkers on a video. It would be priceless.
Because I was in a situation, I had played with him, I think it was for the first or second time ever, and I raked the bunker and I do the thing, you push the sand up, and he goes, and I actually flipped the rake over, and he goes, holy smokes, you have been around a little while. I'm like, why? He goes, you actually know that the rake has two sides and it's okay to use the other side.
Correct. You have to teach people. It's a really hard concept for some, so a video might be a good way to do it. We'll have some fun with it. My head pro at our club I guarantee you will go out and be in the video and just have a lot of fun with that. That'll be a fun little video shoot. So social media in the next couple of weeks might be pretty funny.
There we go.
So Chris asks a good follow-up question about this 2-and-2 rule. And he goes, 100%, except if I have to drop and it's in the rough, no relief. So here's the deal. So whether or not you get relief is where your ball is before. So that being said, if your ball is at fairway height or less, you're entitled to relief. If it's in the rough, it's not entitled to relief. However, if your nearest point to take relief is in the rough, you absolutely can take relief because it's where your ball is at the condition of the time. So there's a whole big thing on the rules about that and, the status of the ball when it comes to that.
Well, and
we'll go through at some point,
and that was a thing that did pop up. I think it was the USGA rules of the day thing where it was like the bridge in the penalty area, right? When you get relief from it. Well, if your ball is out of the penalty area, the status of the ball is in play and not in the penalty area. So now you get relief from obstructions. You're in the penalty area, tough.
Well, I think it's also interesting. It's interesting at times, like if you take relief from a cart path where the club you're going to hit's a 9-iron, and then you take relief from that, and then from where you drop, now you can hit 3-wood, and you go back and hit 3-wood, and you're standing on the cart path, completely fine.
Yep.
One of the little known rules, but it'll be interesting. We could talk about this all night. Team USA is on soon. Chris, that's a really good question, clarity and clarification. So I'm glad you did that. Next week, Fegley, you might be on the live or we might have to go at a special late time because I'm taking the team out to play some golf on Thursday afternoon at Branson.
No.
Special live or pre-recorded or do something like that.
I'm saying it might be amazing to do the post-round live. If it is an hour late, that might just be worth it.
Fair. It's fair. But we're going to have some fun. It's going to be a good time. 2 weeks for North American Championship registration opening for priority exemption. I cannot believe we're already saying that. But 37 events this weekend. So a lot of rounds happening on APT. Go have some fun. Enjoy it. It's going to be a great weekend of golf. And so
rules, questions,
we'll see you
play 2 balls.
There you go. So thanks for tuning in.
Get there.
Get there.
Get there.
Get there. Those 2 words are said by golfers all over the world as a sign of respect, a whisper of encouragement, a roar of support. It's what we say to our competitors, our loved ones, our heroes. It's what we say to ourselves.
Get there.
At Worldwide Golf, we're like you. We strive to improve our game, to elevate our standards, and transcend our limits. Our commitment is to the journey, to the tradition, and to the spirit of golf that unites us all. Since 1963, Worldwide Golf has been there to supply golfers with the equipment and apparel they need to drive their journeys forward. With over 100 retail locations spread across 10 retail brands and the best golf e-commerce websites, we have exactly what every golfer needs for however they choose to play. All of this done to help golfers who want to be their best get there. We are golfers, and we're here for golfers. We built a brand around evolving the game and having what you need to play your way. and it shows in every product we offer and every experience we provide. Our goal is singular, to help you get there. Though the game may change, our mission remains: to stand beside you, to grow with you, to celebrate every victory and learn from every shot.